I knew it was over, but I wasn't afraid. I just wanted to make sure my papa was safe. She was just a child, and this was the last thing she remembered. Welcome back to the Past Life Archives. I'm Kylie King, a hypnotherapist and past life regressionist. These are real sessions from my work with clients, shared with their permission. Names and identifying details have been changed for privacy. And I will put a little trigger warning on this one. This episode does contain themes of war and death that may be distressing for some listeners. In this session, the client that was before me found herself as a young girl, around about 10 years old. And at the time, she was living in the Philippines during the 1940s. It was wartime, and there was a Japanese occupation that she spoke of during her session. But what came through first, it wasn't fear. She knew there was a war happening. She knew that there was things and people were, passing on and people were being killed and there was a lot of torment out there. But she wasn't scared and there wasn't fear. She talked about her family. She described a very loving, close-knit home. She even talked about the chickens and the pig that lived with her. They lived near an ocean. It was very much simple life, safe life, and she had this beautiful bond with her father. And that's what she wanted to convey across during this session, was just about this amazing bond that she had with her father. And every time I tried to ask her a question, like, how did you feel in this life? She never talked about the war. When I asked her how she felt, she just said things like, I feel so safe. My papa always makes sure that I'm okay. And this was the strongest feeling in her session: safety, love, and belonging. So even though the world around was crazy and things are happening and who knows and all this stuff, she really stuck on to that her papa, her father, was keeping her safe. She felt loved and she felt like she belonged. So it wasn't a childhood entirely shaped by danger. The way she conveyed it was that it was shaped by protection, that loving and belonging. And as we moved through the scenes, she continued to share her close relationship with her father and how she enjoyed where she lived and the chickens and the pig and what she did on the day to day. And then as we approached the end of the session, the scene shifted. She talked about the soldiers coming, the energy that had changed. And now there was that sense of urgency, that sense of fear, that sense of you have to go. There was running, and her father was trying to escape and get away from the soldiers. And without even thinking, she ran after him. She ran after her papa. And unfortunately, she was shot. Not hiding. She wasn't frozen. She wasn't waiting. She was moving. She was trying to help. She was trying to protect him. Trying to, you know, with that relationship, he always protected her. She was trying to protect him. And even in this moment, this little 10-year-old, which as a mama always gives me goosebumps, when she realized that she was dying, she didn't panic. She just said, I knew it was over, but I wasn't afraid. I just wanted to make sure that my papa was safe. So what stays with me about this session and why I wanted to share it with you today is it wasn't about the war. It was about this absence of fear. It was that even though that the world was happening around her, she was just focused on her relationship, her love, and her special bond with her father. She had this absence of fear, that love was the dominant emotion, even in death. Not anger, not grief, not regret, not victimhood of why is this happening to me. She just cared. And she had that concern for someone else. So, in a lot of past life regression sessions that I do, I guess people expect excitement and drama. They want big lessons. We tend to always hear about the really big, monumental lives that have happened, or the ones that have had so much going on. And sometimes our biggest learnings come from, I wouldn't say the simple lives, but the lives that maybe ended too short, the lives that focused on one thing, the lives that you might not think are much, but they have the biggest messages in them, like this little girl. Even though the story sounds simpler, the memory that comes through isn't about what went wrong. Like, yes, this was a life during war. Yes, there were soldiers around, and unfortunately, in her efforts to protect her papa, she got hurt. But this is about what went right. This child felt safe. This child felt protected by her father, and she had a bond strong enough to follow her right to the end. So, not every past life regression, in my experience, and I've now done over 200 of these, is about healing trauma. Some of them are just remembering what things felt like, what lessons we learned, what we were here to do. And in this instance, it was really what real love feels like, the kind that doesn't disappear in danger, that kind of love that stays present, even at the end. So, if this story moved you, please make sure that you like, comment below, and subscribe to the Past Life Archives. I release new stories every week. And if you're curious about your own past life experiences, you can check out my website link below and book on your own. Thank you.